It's Running Fever. I think it's episode 34. It's just a few days after my second run of the week. It's hard to call it last week or this week because my end of the week run was on Friday and my beginning of the week run was on Monday, and now it's Thursday. So every 3 days, that's what I'm doing. Every 3 days, I'm going out. And that's the progress from the once a week that I did for a couple of weeks. 3 weeks, I think, because I missed the one that I intended to be the first one because I was on call, I think, or something. It's probably a good time to just bring everybody up to date on what's been going on so far. In December, and this is going to be, I believe it's episode 26 when I actually stopped, I hurt my knee so bad that I could not really safely walk or run. At least I didn't feel that I could. And I went to a doctor and they did not find any breaks or anything, but some indications that there might be a problem internally to my knee, and he recommended that I not run for at least a month or 2 months after the injury occurred. And he said normally if someone had a break, it would be 3 months, and maybe they wouldn't even walk at first. But to allow that healing to take place, well, now all pain is gone. I was out for 6 weeks. At the end of, the time doesn't really matter to you, but it's at the end of January. But it was 6 weeks that I was out. I started with a once a week workout, and now I'm on the first week, or at least last week was the first week, if it ended Monday, because I think my first one back was probably on a Saturday. Anyway, I've gone 1 week with 2 workouts a week. So that's good because you're probably getting the podcast twice a week, so it's good that I can actually record it twice a week. In this episode that was cut short, I was talking about patience and how difficult it is in these situations. Like today, believe it or not, is still February, or as my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Hattie Farmer, used to say, February, and it's 74 degrees today. When I left my house this morning at 6:15 or so, it was 63. This is unusually warm. In the last week, we've had freezing and well below freezing temperatures. Today would be a great day to actually run if I was running, but I'm not. Got to be careful. But it's that kind of thing that sort of makes it hard and calls for patience. This is really not a winter day. And as a result, there are tons of people out here. The parking lot is almost full. There's like a couple parking spaces. If I'm doing my warm-up, are you doing your dynamic stretching before going out? Health update. Let's just say I had a medical test that men usually have at age 50. Probably, I guess everyone should have at age 50, but I passed it and everything came out fine. I don't have to do it again for another 10 years, so I'm not going to really go into more detail than that. It's warm out and I'm wearing probably as little as I ever will wear. Really windy today. As little as I will ever wear, which is sweats, no long johns today, t-shirt and a and my trusty sweatshirt over it. There's a chance I'll come out in t-shirt. Howdy. When it gets warmer. I haven't really had to do this in the warm weather. I've lost 39 pounds. Howdy. The weight loss is not obviously due to exercise, at least not that alone. I've been on a pretty aggressive diet, probably 600 calories a day, something like that. I think I probably gained my weight when certainly there's a blog post with my weight when I started this and throughout before I started the diet. Currently 236, I think. 235, I guess. Anyway, I'm in the 30s, which is good. I've been kind of joking with people all week about this because I've got all this sauce. It's like Italian sauce that you use for spaghetti or anything Italian. It's Newman's Own's really good stuff. And I've got all this stuff at home, and I was I've been telling people, I'm trying to imagine a scenario in which I can have some marinara sauce. And nobody gets it. Everybody starts giving me recipes. Well, you can put it on spaghetti, Alfredo noodles, you can make zucchini soup with it, you can make meatballs with it. And they don't understand. It's not because I can't think of a way to eat it. It's because it's not on my diet. It's too high calorie. And someone today was saying, no, it's not. It's not really that bad. And I looked on the label of one of these jars. It's 80 calories for a half a cup. And I remember looking at the serving size. It was 90 calories for a quarter cup of cocktail sauce. And that seems to be working out okay. So it's not really that bad. And I'm going to have 4 ounces of ground chicken in that. Some spaghetti noodles, probably not like a whole full plate, but a small portion. Still, I think I'm probably going to need a cup of sauce. I think I'm going to need a cup, or definitely more than half a cup, because sauce is really the whole thing. I mean, I don't really care about the noodles, honestly. I could probably eat the sauce with a spoon, it'd be fine. Thinking of trying that tonight. Somewhere I'm supposed to go, but I think I'm not going to go. I'm an introvert. When I've been out 4 nights in a week, on top of my daily social activities, it's just a little too much. I need more time alone. Let's go. So I think that might work. And here I've been craving marinara sauce all week, joking about it. I think it's going to work. So I weighed in this morning for the contest. We're right smack in the middle of that. We've got another 6 weigh-ins to go, I think. So 5 weeks, I've lost 40 pounds. That's about 8 pounds a week, roughly speaking, because it's actually 39. And my goal is to do 5 pounds a week, which is 60 pounds total. I actually have less than 5, maybe 4. Yeah, 4. I'll have lost 63 pounds. And I'm thinking I probably need to do that. Honestly, I'm not really feeling that great on this low-calorie diet. I want to ramp up anyway because I've got to get to a manageable maintenance diet that I can live with on the long term. That's just advice in case you're considering doing something like this. I'm also trying to look at future motivational things that I can do to motivate myself to continue to eat right. And one of those is my company has, they do biometric testing every year. And certain parameters will increase your insurance cost. So they're passing that variability kind of onto the employees. And so that, I think, occurs near the beginning of the fiscal year, maybe August, September. And I have that to look forward to and to save money, possibly. Or at least avoid paying more money, which is a pretty good incentive for me, but it's more long-term. So I can think about really what I'm looking for is a calories per week. And, you know, tracking calories is a good thing. Anytime you can measure what you're doing, it helps you progress, I think. Now, there are other, since I've lost almost 40 pounds, there are other things that are going on. So one of the things that's going on, one of the things that you need to be aware of if you're losing a lot of weight is that your body may metabolize medicine differently. Not just because you have, you know, less body mass, less, you know, theoretically blood running through your veins, because there's not as much mass to cover. For the same reason that children do not take the same dose as an adult would. But also because of chemical changes, your metabolism is changing, your amount of body fat relative to your body weight is changing. So I would recommend to just be aware of your symptoms and maybe talk to your doctor if you have an opportunity to see if that's the case and you need to adjust your medication. So I may have this going on. I've got some symptoms that may be due to that, maybe due to something else, but either one is definitely a cause to see my doctor, and I'm going to try to do that next week. Another thing is, you know, my pants don't fit anymore. And these were loose-fitting pants, you know, the loose-fit style jeans that I wear most of the time. And I was pretty much filling those out before. So I've lost weight in a number of areas. So your body kind of changes when that happens. And that can happen through exercise too. We've talked about this before. You might not lose weight when you're exercising, but your body's going to change. Fat will convert into muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So you may gain a pound of muscle, lose a pound of fat without having, you know, the same amount of mass in your body. And to say it weighs more, technically I'm just saying that muscle is more dense than fat. Fortunately, I do have a couple pair of jeans that are a smaller size, and actually I didn't wear them as much. It's a different style. I didn't wear them as much recently because they were too tight. They'd be really tight when I wore them. I could still get into them. And now they're not tight at all. They fit fairly well. And imagine those will get looser as well. But those are the kind of things that happen. I was talking to a guy earlier today that's also in the contest, and says you may, go down a size or something in your shirt size. We're talking about shirts, and that's not going to happen for me because I'm just wide. I'm kind of oddly shaped. So lots of times I have to get the 2XL tall, and I get the tall just so my sleeves are long enough, and I have this big shirt tail, right? And it's not that my arms are really long, but because my body is so wide, it adds to that overall wingspan. So these are the kind of things that I'm dealing with. So I probably need to change my diet. I think I've been a little more irritable, and maybe not sleeping as well. Maybe not. I think most nights I'm getting enough sleep, but more often than it used to be. Like to get 8 hours is pretty good for me. 7 is sufficient. 9 is maybe a little too much, but still manageable. So the gist of this whole thing is I need to adjust my diet, and this is going to be probably the hardest part of the part of my fitness plan that involves diet. And I hope to make this a really significant portion of the podcast from here forward. It's not going to just be about exercise. It's going to be about exercise, diet, and even medicine, because I think it's real important to take care of your health by recognizing when you have a problem that needs medical attention, professional medical attention, and going and taking care of that. Getting your regular checkups and follow-ups and all of those things that you need to do. So these are the 3 focuses that being as such a stickler for words as I am, I don't know that focuses is actually correct. Maybe it should be loci or something. Maybe you can have multiple points of focus. I think you can. I know you can with a digital camera. That's a fact. I haven't had any pain for the last 3 weeks probably in my knee, which is really, I'm just really so happy that I'm able to get back into this exercise and be fully functional. And I have confidence that I'm actually going to be able to run at some point, but I'm definitely taking it really slow and not planning on just jumping into that at all. And when I do, hopefully I'll be much lighter and it'll be much less stressful on my knee. So thank you for listening. Still got the fever, and I hope you do too. RunningAFever.com, and I will talk to you next time.
This is the Padua Podcast Network. PaduaMedia.com.